Hello, I'm Jonathan Khamis with the Orange County Register. To my left is the two-time Hall of Famer, Steve Fryer. Maybe 3 times, or am I missing another Hall of Fame?
I can't keep track.
Yeah, look at this guy. All right, so we're going to list the top 25 teams in the preseason, heading into the preseason, right, Steve? So we'll talk about the top 10 teams, but first, we got to start off with our number 1 school heading into this 2016 football season, that is...
Mater Dei.
Go ahead, why?
Well, they're certainly loaded. They got JT Daniels back at quarterback. Really good last year as a freshman, as an all-county guy as a freshman. They say he's gotten better. Probably no sophomore slump for JT Daniels. Great set of receivers with Osiris St. Brown and Monarchs St. Brown. Great people on defense. I love that linebacker, Fave. Their secondary's loaded with Bell, Lake, Jalen Cole, and they're just fantastic. Even good at special teams. Chase McGrath, one of the better kickers going around. And then Bruce Rawlinson, that veteran coaching staff, they're ready to get the most out of this lineup.
Bruce Rawlinson, rookie head coach, see what he could do this year. No, we caught up with Mater Dei earlier a couple weeks ago. We did a shoot over there. So we caught up with JT Daniels and the rest of the Monarchs. Here's what they had to say.
It was fun. Got out here with my teammates after a long day of practice, but it was fun overall.
It's always a good honor, and it always feels good to come out here with your boys and take pictures, Press is always cool.
Yeah, this is fun. I always love photos. It's probably not my first one, but it's definitely one of the ones that I've had more action shots and stuff like that, so it's fun.
Thanks to Mater Dei for having us. They are the cover athletes for our OCVarsity section. Steve, there's some more teams in the top 10. At number 2, who you got?
We got defending state champs Mission Viejo. They lost a lot to graduation, but they got Colin Schooler back, great all-county linebacker, also runs the ball really well. He's going to get a lot of carries. The thing they have to do is replace Brock Johnson, quarterback, last year's Offensive Player of the Year. They got Mac McDonald, who's going to try to do that. He transfers over from Mater Dei, where he just got hurt in that first game. JT Daniels stepped in, and that was it for McDonald's tenure at Mater Dei. People like McDonald a lot, say he can move the ball pretty well up and down the field. So Mission Viejo's offense, they should score a lot of points again this year.
All right, top 5. Number 3, Orange Lutheran, right?
Yeah, Orange Lutheran, Coach Chuck Peterson. Maybe the best team he's had in his few years. He's been over there with the Lancers. They've got some really good skill guys. Austin Lyle's a tremendous receiver, and one of the better cornerbacks in football around here in Orange County, Brandon McKinney as well.
Number 4.
Number 4, going with Santa Margarita. A new coach over there, Rich Fisher, comes out of Nebraska, where he coached college football for a few years. Big-time college coaching background. Always a year of transition. They got to play in that tough Trinity League as well, and they got a pretty tough opener against Mission Viejo, so that'll be interesting to see how it goes over there. They got a receiver I really like, who I think is kind of underrated guy, Grant Calcaterra, really good player.
Number 5, hashtag one town, one team.
All right, number 5, we got San Clemente.
That's San Clemente, Steve. Yeah. That's kind of their whole deal.
Yeah, that is the mantra over there that Jaime Ortiz has been pitching. And it's pretty cool the way they do it, too, because they really do have a sense of community. They are representing the school, the one town, one team hashtag mantra over there. It's pretty good. Maybe the best quarterback in the county, one of the better ones in Southern California, Jack Sears. They're going to be really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the top 5 teams. You can go on the website to check out the rest of the top 10. Steve, before we go, who are some teams that maybe surprised you with, hey, I didn't know they were that good, and they made the list?
Nobody really spectacular. I had a little trouble with...
No one surprises Steve Fryer.
Well, the bottom part of the top 10 is almost interchangeable. Got Villa Park in there, got Big Nick Sipe, the Purdue commit over there. John Stamos at linebacker, going to run the ball some for them as well. Buena Park, got to replace the quarterback, Zach Taylor. We've got Jeremiah Hawkins, great receiver. And they've also got some big guys, some solid guys up front. Jay Serra, did they make the top 10 or not? You're going to have to find out. They're sort of a bubble team for me. Got a really good quarterback, Matt Robinson, but really young along the offensive and defensive lines. They've stepped up their schedule some, and they got to play in the Trinity League.
Oh, you know what? Before you go, Steve, I got to ask you this. I know you tweeted out that finding out the top 10 isn't the hardest thing to do, but man, listing those 11 to 25 schools is pretty tough. Can you just give us some insight? Why is it so difficult? I think I know why, but let our viewers know.
Well, first of all, it's a preseason. You haven't seen a team play yet, and it's really hard to get a handle on high school football about who's back. Keeping up with the transfers is that's a full-time job in itself.
That's another show for itself, too.
Yeah, it really is. But, it's always hard to kind of figure out what these teams have. How good were the freshman teams, the sophomore teams? Yeah, the freshman team might have gone 10-0, but against what kind of schedule? Heck, I did a top 25 that's going to come out in the special section that's out next week. But I went 30 deep. I have like 5 teams on the bubble. And I couldn't figure out, should they be in there or not? You got teams like Brethren Christian. They're going to be really good. Probably the best private small school team around. Are they a county top 25 team yet? Maybe they will be later. Maybe they are in that list next week. I don't know. But it was really fun to put together, lists that, Jonathan, your top 10 favorite Mexican restaurants, top prettiest actresses, whatever. You do a top 10, I do a top 10, you do a top 10. They'd all be different. You could all defend them, but that's what's the fun thing about lists and rankings. They start more arguments than they solve, but they get people interested in the topic, and that's what we're trying to do.
Where do our viewers send their hate mail to?
Jonathan Khamis.
No, that's not right. That's not right. But, going with you, Steve, sometimes we don't know how good these teams actually are until they hit league. I mean, you never know with some teams with their preseason schedules who's real and who's a pretender. Well, I'm Jonathan Khamis. To my left, that's Steve Fryer. Thanks for all the knowledge you dropped, Steve. And we're going to be doing these shows every week where we go visit a high school. We call it the OCVarsity Gridiron. Dan Albano will join us, so make sure to check out OCVarsity.com all football season for all your latest news and updates. Thanks for watching.